All right, hello and welcome to another IELTS speaking practice video. So today, Miss Ru is going in class IELTS 43. She's going to do her speaking practice again. So let's start with part one. Okay, so let's go to 120 as a part one question. So do you like to swim, Miss Ru?
Be honest, I don't know how to
Okay, I don't know
swim.
why, but your voice always very low, very small, tiny.
Let me
Tự
check it.
nhiên sau một hồi cái giọng em bị yếu đi ta.
Hello, hello.
Okay, that's better
Is
now.
this okay? Yes.
They automatically adjust microphone volume, but I think I'm not so sure about this one though.
Maybe because the connection?
Maybe, I think
Maybe.
so.
Yes.
Could be because of connection, I think. Anyway, let's do this one. So, do you like to swim, Mister?
Be honest, I don't know how to swim. So I'm a bit scared of being in the water.
Oh, a bit scared of being in the water, I say.
Yes, it's made me feel insecure.
Insecure, you mean?
Insecure.
Rồi, bắt đầu nhỏ lại rồi.
Insecure.
It's a bit insecure, right? Okay.
Yes, I know that knowing how to swim is an essential skill that very important for children to learn in their early age. But at, when I was when I was a young child, I
Yes.
don't. Yes,
I didn't. I didn't.
I didn't have a chance to learn to learn swimming. Thus, when I get older, it's hard for me to learn this skill. You know, the older you become, the harder you learn something new.
Harder it becomes to learn something new. But
Yes.
you need to keep on learning, otherwise it will become impossible to learn, I think. Now, so was it difficult? So is it difficult to learn how to swim?
I think that it's quite difficult to learn how to swim, especially for people who are uh, have a fear of uh, water or being in the water because they cannot do it. They cannot swim.
They cannot sleep, they cannot do it. Yes.
Yes. And so because of their fear, it's become more harder than ever. I think you need a be brave to discover that you can learn how to swim. It's very helpful, especially people who live in areas that near uh, like seas, something like that.
Okay. All right. So where do people in your country like to go swimming? Is that swimming pool, a pond, cái ao, in a lake, in a natural lake or rivers, or in the ocean or something? Where do they like to go swimming? What do you think?
Not like a, a place to a natural place to swim in the Ho Chi Minh City.
Hmm.
But people can swim in a waterfall
In a
that's
natural pond, you mean?
natural, natural
A
pond.
natural water, like a natural pond, một cái ao tự nhiên, something.
Yes. natural
I think
water.
your internet is breaking again, I think.
I don't know why. It's still
I think it's really bad because a lot of people are online now, I think. And the net has been bad for the last 2 months actually. 2 tháng vừa rồi đúng nghĩa là mạng nó tệ luôn á. Và bây giờ rất nhiều người ta không phải đi làm nữa. Thì người ta sẽ ở nhà ta online nhiều, you know.
yes.
Okay, so what did you say about natural pond then?
As I say that there are no a natural ball in
Pond, natural pond.
natural ball in Ho Chi Minh City,
Okay.
so people can swim in a water pool that just are facilitated in many in many areas.
In many areas, I see. So is there a difference between swimming in the pool and swimming in the sea? What do you think? I don't know the differences, but I know one similarity is that people can both die in the pool or in the sea. You know, drowning. Tôi không biết sự khác biệt giữa bơi trong hồ với lại bơi trong ngoài biển đâu. Nhưng tôi có biết một sự giống nhau đấy, đó là đều có thể chết đuối như nhau. You know, people can drown. People can drown. You know, it's a verb. People can drown in in both places. You know, so that sounds terrible, though. Okay, it's a verb. Drown is to die by being unable to breathe underwater. Chết đuối đó. Or cause an animal or person to die like this. Giống như là làm cho ai đó hoặc con gì đó chết ngạt dưới nước chẳng hạn. Drown someone. Okay. Drown. Okay. So what's the difference between swimming in a pool and swimming in the sea then? I know one thing, swimming in the sea, you do not have to pay, but in the pool, you do have to pay.
But in the sea, you have to pay for the traveling, uh, transportation.
Of course, you have to pay for the bus or transportation to the sea, yeah?
Yes. I I think there are some difference between swimming in the pool and in the sea. First thing I would like to mention here is that the feeling of people, the feeling of people who take part in this activity, the place is different, so the feelings is different too.
Okay.
The the environment around the seas is more relaxing and beautiful than
Okay.
the pool. I think is evidently fact.
Is evidently what?
That is evidently fact.
Okay.
As when you go far away from your home to a very natural place and the seas, of course, make people feel relaxing, make people feel relaxed and
Okay.
comfortable than being in the narrow space such as the pool, where people have to start in a limited
In a limited area,
in the
right?
area, yes. And besides that, the quality of water, the seas, mm, the seas seem to be more clear than the water in the pool. I know that the pools are streaked with chemicals with chemicals to keep it clear, but
Đấy.
it can be it can be poisonous for people too if
Đấy.
they if they swallow some water by chance.
By chance, right?
By chance, yes.
Guess what about chance? Tự nhiên lâu lâu lỡ nuốt phải nước á. They can swallow the water by chance, correct? They can basically swallow the water, the swimming water by chance. Yeah, that happens. And sometimes they can suffocate, giống như là sometimes they can suffocate, là bị ngạt thở. A lot of the time this one happens. So people have to be very careful. And sometimes you need to wear a life jacket. Áo phao, áo phao để cứu nạn á. Áo phao, life jackets. Sometimes you need that. Okay, so let's go to part two now. Let's go to 164. Describe a difficult decision that you made and had a good result. Miêu tả một cái quyết định khó khăn mà các bạn đã phải thực hiện và phải quyết định và nó có một cái kết quả tốt. I think one of the difficult decision that I made was that I had to sell I sold my previous apartment, and I took a loan, a bank loan, to be able to buy this new apartment. I think that was a difficult decision, but it has a good result at the end, I believe. Okay, you should say what a decision was when you made a decision, and why it was difficult to make, and explain how you felt about the good result. Okay. And then part three, what kind of decisions do young people have to make? Like, I think we did this one before. Think about decisions for work, for their personal life, for their love life, for their self-improvement, for their self-improvement. Think about that. Think about long-term goals. Sometimes people have to make that decision. And think also about like very mundane. Is it mundane? It's mundane.
Mundane.
Very ordinary, not interesting. Những cái gì mà nó rất là thông thường, rất là thường luôn á. Mundane. It's very mundane. Thường, tầm thường. Something very mundane, like for example, what to eat for the next day, what to eat for dinner. Có những quyết định mà nó rất là tầm thường, ví dụ như là hôm nay ăn gì chẳng hạn. Those decisions also count too. It doesn't have to be something like big, không cần phải là cái gì mà nó to lớn đâu. Okay, so think about that. Now, who do young people like to ask for advice when making decisions? Young people, okay? They can talk about to their friends, to their colleagues, to their teacher, to their parents. Sometimes they talk to experts. Có thể đôi khi họ nói chuyện với những chuyên gia đó. And why? But I think it's also depend on what kind of advice, what situation, and who they should ask for. Like for example, you do not ask your I think you don't normally ask your teachers for shopping advice. You don't normally do that. Thường là người ta sẽ không có hỏi giáo viên để cho những lời khuyên về mua sắm. They often ask like their friends or or the specialists or experts for those kind of advice. It depends. Now, do you think young people are easily influenced by others when they make decisions? Why not? Is it because they are more how can I say, ít kiên định? Cái chữ kiên định Maybe because it's easy to sway. It's easy their to sway their thinking. Nó gọi là dễ dàng, gọi là lay chuyển cái suy nghĩ của họ. Maybe it's easy to sway their thinking because they are young, maybe. But I know for a fact that the older people are, the more conservative they become. More conservative they become, bảo thủ hơn. And it means that it's harder for them to change their thinking, and sometimes it can be extremely annoying. But at the same time, it means that they are harder to be fooled, because they are experienced. Khó lừa họ hơn tại vì họ có kinh nghiệm rồi, họ sẽ bảo thủ hơn như thế. Think about those things. And also, do you think some people can make decisions without asking for advice from others? Once again, it depends on what kind of decisions. If it's just like mundane decisions, like what to eat, of course they would not ask advice from others. But if it comes to like, how can I say, how can I say, big decision, like big decision that is of vital importance. Có một cái độ quan trọng tối cần thiết luôn đó. That is of vital importance, utmost important. That is of utmost importance, then they will need to ask advice from others a lot. Okay, you should give examples, lots of examples. And do you think it's necessary for children to make as many decisions by themselves as they can? In Vietnam, people don't often do that. But in other countries, maybe the culture is different. And of course, it also results in children who are more responsible, of course. They will become responsible citizens in the future if you let them make their own decisions and face the consequences of their own actions and decisions. Chúng phải đối diện với những cái hậu quả của những hành động của riêng chúng và những quyết định của riêng chúng từ sớm, from a very young age. Then they will be more mature. They will be more mature, Nó gọi là trưởng thành sớm hơn nếu mà chúng tự quyết định được. Think about that. But you might have a different opinion, I don't know. And the next question, do advertisement influence consumers' decisions? Những cái quảng cáo có ảnh hưởng đến cái quyết định của người tiêu dùng không? I think it also depends on what kind of advertisement, I think. But most of the time, I think advertisement these days, nobody care anymore, I think. But once again, it's your idea, not mine now. Okay. Some time to think. Okay, Mr. Can you describe a difficult decision that you made and had a good result?
I had a decision that took me a long time to think before making it. Working part-time as a kitchen assistant at a restaurant. In fact, working part-time is not uncommon, but at that time, my first year of university, I didn't think this job would be light enough or fit well with my schedule. I had to make use of every bit of free time if I decided to work this part-time job
Okay.
because apart from attending classes, I was also part of a scientific research group. However, in the end, I went for it, and I never expected that this would turn out to be a wise decision.
A wise
So,
decision.
decision. Sometimes I always realized later on when I applied for a position in the research and production development department. One of
Okay,
the reasons,
department. Research and development department. Yeah.
yes, one of the reason they called me for an interview
Okay.
was my experience working in the kitchen.
Oh,
They believed that I had good cooking skills because of this. This completely surprised me, and I feel so fortunate
and
for
I
that.
felt so fortunate,
And I felt for fortunate for that individual decision.
and I felt so fortunate to have made that decision. I felt so fortunate to have made that decision. Tôi cảm thấy thật may mắn vì đã thực hiện cái quyết định đó. So remember, the second verb, if it's also in the past tense, you use have plus past participle, okay? Nếu mà cái động từ thứ hai á, em dùng á, mà nó cũng là dạng quá khứ luôn thì là cái động thứ hai mình nên để cái dạng mà have cộng với lại quá khứ phân từ á. I felt so fortunate to have made the decision. It means I felt so fortunate that I made that decision. Cấu trúc nâng cao á. This is like a more advanced structure in grammar. Okay, good. So, Miss Brooke, what kinds of decisions do young people have to make? Hmm?
My opinion, young people play a very uh, important decision
Decision,
as
decision.
this decision. Um, for example, education choices.
Mm. Educational choices, you mean?
Yes, choosing a field of study majors when they attend university is I think is a difficult decision that every student have to make.
Of course.
And
Very difficult.
yes, and they depend on themselves a lot. Besides their instructors or their parents who can give them some advice,
Okay.
but it's not really based this on decisive uh
A decisive
decisive
role, you mean? A decisive role?
decisive roles because the student they aren't know that how their how's their powers. I mean powers is about their about their financials uh,
Financial
power
situations?
financial situation, their ability in the major in that major, and something that depend on themselves. So others can give them some advice, but they need to know exactly what's really important for them.
Hmm.
Yes. Besides that, when um, when young people um, need to need to
Yes.
yes when young people need to give some decisions for their personal life, such as what to about their personal relationship when they make friends, something like that. They need to decide things who decide who they can trust and surround themselves with. It's really necessary for people to improve their skill of communications in their early age.
I agree. In their early age, I see. So, who do young people like to ask for advice when making decisions?
Of
What or
course,
who?
of course, those people should be whom they really trust and rely on,
Hmm.
such as their parents or family members,
They are what?
parents or
They are parents of family members, yeah,
family member, yes, who close to them enough,
who are close to them, who are quite close to them.
yes, close enough to their of to their uh, willing to share what they really think and what they are confused to give the final decisions.
To make the final decision. I
And of course,
agree.
I appreciate the people are have who have many experience in their life. They
Mhm.
can give many wise this advice for people and become an instructor
Instructor
is instructor.
and become an instructor.
Yes, have have pe- have their have their have, have young people to know a proper way
Mm.
for their education, career, and personal
Career.
career and personal problems.
Mm. All right. So, do you think young people are easily influenced by others when they make decisions? Why or why not?
And unfortunately, I think that young people nowadays are easily influenced by others
Mm.
when they make decisions.
Such a sad fact, right?
Yes, it depends on the individuals and the
Individuals.
individual and the context. For example, people who are lack of experience is exactly the situations that young people are in because uh, they are just growing and they need to learn more about about surroundings problems. Thus, they learned about the world and the way they speak about about the words and the persons around them.
Mhm. I
That
see.
they need to be uh, teach and interest by people who have more experience than them, such as their teacher, their parent, and all people in their family. I think that are valuable people that should be respected uh, and and need to receive the advice.
Mm. Right, I see. So, do you think some people can make decisions without asking for advice from others? Like, for example, you, Mr. You actually are the one who can who look for classes for my classes, but all by yourself. You do not ask for advice from others, right? Did you?
Yes,
That's true. Okay, I see.
I,
So,
th-
I think you can answer this question.
I think that when people make decisions without asking for advice from others depends on the situation, the practical situation. Sometimes they can they cannot ask anyone because the situation depends totally on themselves. You know, you when you receive some advice, you need to people need to classify what they can do aloud,
Mhm. Alone, you mean?
alone,
Alone or by themselves,
alone,
you mean?
alone themselves.
By themselves, or what can they can do by themselves without anybody's help or without advices from others. Yeah.
I know that when people make decisions alone, that's a sense of strong independence, and they need to rely on themselves than than others. It's necessary for people to believe in themselves, and they have to know that what is the best for them. It depends on the experience and knowledge they have once they want to do it alone. Of course,
Alone.
alone. Of course, every um, every advice just for think just for thinking, and the final decision depends on them.
The final decision is still theirs to make, right? Oh, I think cái quyết định cuối cùng vẫn là của họ để mà thực hiện thôi. The final decision, the final decision is still theirs to make. Vẫn là của họ thôi. The final decision is still theirs to make. Okay, I say, do you think it's necessary for children to make as many decisions by themselves as they can? Of course, they will make mistakes, just like any human beings. We make mistakes, but they will learn, right?
Um, I think it's necessary for children to make as many decisions by themselves as they can because it's made them cultivate many important skills that support their future life. So, for example, build their independence, allow them to make their own decisions, helps them develop independence, and learn to take responsibility for their choices,
For their choice, for their
for
choices.
their for their choices. When children are, are allowed to give their final decisions, it makes them feel that their opinions are really important and respected,
Hmm.
as they can become more confident and become more confident and brave enough to give any decisions in the future. The fear of making decisions really is it really influence on the futures of any people. That's make they cannot um, do the right things for themselves because they need to wait for others to give them,
Hmm.
and it's arise a situation that people depends on other a lot. It's just and besides that, the ways children are given
Yes.
the right of gi- the right of making decisions, help them to improve decision making skill. They gain experience and valuable options, understanding consequence, and solving problems. Because
Mm.
they are given a chance to do important things such as making decisions, so it can successfully making their own idea, foster self-confidence, and belief in their ability to handle challenge. What they can that what they can face anytime in their future career.
Okay, I see. So, do advertisement influence consumers' decisions? You have to think like if the consumer is children, they will be influenced a lot. But if the consumers are, let's say, teenagers or adults, they're not that easily influenced, right? It depends
Yes,
what age group, I think. Nhóm tuổi nào nữa.
yes, I agree that advertisements significantly influence consumer decisions. They are designed to capture attention, evoke emotions, and persuade people to choose products and services they provide. Some they can create awareness that these products and services are really well known and good enough for people to buy once or some. Shopping customer choice by expanding
Shaping, you mean shaping customers' choice, right?
shopping
Shape
cus-
customers'
shaping
choice.
shaping customer choice by expanding their options.
Hmm,
Customers think that these products or services are really popular and people should need at least a one in their home.
I say
And of course,
advertisement,
advertisement really eye-catching, make
eye-catching, really
eye-catching,
eye-catching,
eye-catching.
bắt mắt á. So of course it influenced the young people a lot, but the problem is the young people also need to depend on the money of their parents. So at least it's like that. If people when people learn when people earn their first salary, they will immediately realize how difficult it is to make a living, right? So advertisement, I don't think they influence consumer decision that much,
You
but
know,
maybe
it
you
can,
have different opinions. Yeah, what do you think?
advertisement can can grasp the the psychologies of
The
people that
psychology, the
psych-
psychology of people.
psychologies of people very good. They armed each group of target, such as people who are in uh, middle classes. They think are some often considered about the price and the qualities as basic functions. If
Mhm.
if their products and service are good enough and have a bargain price, it's really it's really potential potential
Potential?
reasonable for people to
You
choose
mean potentially reasonable, có tiềm
it's
năng là hợp lý hả?
potentially
You mean potentially reasonable?
To buy it.
Right. Có tiềm năng hợp lý để mua ha. Potentially reasonable to buy. I see. Okay. I see. All right. Let's come to a part two. Hmm. Or we can try something a bit easier, I think. Let's try 166. 166. Describe a way or a change that helps you save a lot of time. Miêu tả một cái cách, một sự thay đổi mà nó giúp bạn tiết kiệm rất nhiều thời gian. You should say what it is, how you implement it, bạn đã thực hiện, or how you adopt that change, And then how difficult it is, cái change đó nó khó khăn cỡ nào. Explain how you feel about the way of the change. And then part three, what can people do to save time? Does technology help people save time? How and why? I think this is not too hard. Do people who can manage time well become successful more easily? Is it necessary for children to learn time management? And do you think parents should be responsible for teaching children to save time? What can schools do to help students learn time management? I think, did we do this one before? No, we
Yes.
didn't. Did we do this one before? We did, right?
I think similar.
I
Uh,
think something very similar. Yeah.
yes.
I think okay. Let's do this one. Okay, some time to think now. Okay, please describe a way or a change that helps you save a lot of time. Please, can you?
Yes. There are there's a trend that I think has helped a lot in saving times is the option to apply for leave online in my company. This is just a small change, but quite practical and valuable. In the past, I have I had to submit a request form to the HR department. I have to uh, move from my department to their ones in about in about 50 minutes because their because our departments are quite away from their ones,
They're quite far away. I mean,
quite far away from their ones, from the ones. So, um, thanks to online apps, I just need to request in my desk, and my requests um, are given to their department, and that's all. I don't need to consume any times to move from moving. So it's really helpful from me and others people because just bit a little times that
okay.
people can save. They can use for other important tasks. So just step by step, I think more and more um, innovations in work in professional work should be applied and invents more. Even in personal problems, I think a small change also creates a big uh,
Impact.
impact, a big
Impact. Nhớ năm đầu nha.
impact.
Even a small, okay, let's just say, even a small change can create a big impact.
Impact.
Tác động lớn. Mhm. Dù có là sẽ thay đổi nhỏ mà tác động lớn đi. Okay, good. So, let's try a few questions here. So, what can schools do to help your students learn time management? Like, I can think of a few things. Like, they should put a time limit, give deadlines, or provide a time limit. There should be a time limit for students to finish their exams or something like that, or essays, or some kind of deadline, something like that. Maybe. What do you think?
I think that school plays an important role in helping students to learn time management. For example, when students take part in their school's work,
Mhm.
they need to do workshops and seminars.
Okay.
School can organize sessions that teach students about practical time management technique,
Techniques, những âm hai
te-
nha. Techniques. Kỹ thuật,
techniques,
những kỹ thuật. Techniques.
technique, such as how to prioritize tasks,
Ừ.
rate
Thế nào để mà
project.
ưu tiên những tác vụ nào làm trước? How to prioritize task, right? Okay, good.
Yes,
Anything else?
break projects into manageable parts.
Like break big part projects into manageable tasks. Okay, very good. Anything else?
And set realistic goals.
Hmm. Or realistic goals, we mean
Realistic goal.
realistic goals. Because basically, students often have quite unrealistic goals, to be honest with you. But by breaking them into smaller parts, school can help them achieve their final goals easier. So school is still very necessary. How about, do you think parents should be responsible for teaching children to save time?
I think that parents also also is necessary for children to uh, to uh, to learn from them about saving times. Parents will reflect the 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 behaviors what the students what the children can do allow them. So parents should be a good example for their children.
That children
And
follow, right?
yes, besides that, they need to teach them how to save time. From, for example, in their school work, they need to set a deadline for their children when they need to finish all their homework. For example, in 1 hour or 2 hour, in I mean particular times.
Mm.
It's not just about
In a limited time, right?
yes. It's not just about you need be just about they have to finish on the work,
Mm.
but
They need to finish it on time as well. Or in time, sorry, in time is the right word. Họ cần phải làm hết cái đống đó trong kịp thời gian chứ không phải chỉ là finish không. I think.
this time not only about finish on things on time. It's on it's also about
About.
it's also about the effective find effective result.
Mhm.
Yes, because if they cannot manage their time. They just do things uh, for they just need to think without any attentions. The
Okay.
yes, the final results will not good enough.
Will not be good enough.
Will not be good enough,
Will not be good enough, I say.
as it's not the result that the parent want. So they need to I think they need to take care take care their children's work step by step, not only want their final result.
Okay. All right, I think we can just end it here. Okay, so next times we okay, let's just end the video here. I'm tired already.